righty. I do believe I am live. Just put a one up just to make sure that you guys can hear me all right. And of course, bat 13 is up first. And we've got some ones up. So we're definitely good to go. And bat 13 is first up, of course, not only first up at the gallery BBQ, but first up as the griddler, as I am daddling around here, just looking around, making sure everything is right. My man James Bearden is in the house. Dennis Esterday is joining us this evening. It's nice to see you. There he is. Scotty's Backyard Barbecue is checking in. Of course, we've got Lance, we've got Alan, we've got Kiki in the house. And of course, I do believe I said Anthony, but if not, there you go. And of course, the other half of the dynamic duo, that would be Maddie's in the house. I got you, James, Bat. Barbecue Jones checking in tonight. It is always good to see you, my man. I am looking quite orange, I do believe. As I got the sunning lights blasting on me. We've got ones up, so that is cool. Scott, we've got you. And there is Miss Kiki. And I do know her real name. Kiki is not her real name. If anybody wants to know it, just PayPal me $20. I will send you. And of course, my man John is coming in. Appreciate that, John. Grandpa BQer coming in. Morning, all bat, M&K, Tommy, etc. Sorry, not calling you HT. That's okay. My wife doesn't call me that neither. My man Kevin coming in, old time viewer. You missed Friday's live. You missed me on there. Did everybody check into that live? Let me go to it. I made a special birthday guest appearance. I will post up a link. Can't post comments. I don't know why I can't post comments to some destination. Second here. Whoops. Don't want to do that. There's the there's the link to the show that I was on Friday. If you want to check it out, we had a nice Q&A. I actually told a story. It's in the first 15 minutes, although they make a Jamaican meat patty that you may want to check out the rest. But I actually told a story about myself in the first 15 minutes that I have never disclosed on any social media platform. So if you want to learn a little bit about me, something that you never knew, and I'm guessing the cops will be kicking the door in about 5 minutes, you better go check it out now. My man John coming in. Hey, Tommy, how's it going? So I'm cruising down the list here, make sure I got everybody. Of course, my man Mike C coming in. I missed it live, but I watched the replay later in the evening on Friday. We had a blizzard on Wednesday, so work was called off. And we are about 60s here. Well, 50s here in the Garden State. As you could see, I am starting to break out all my spring, summer shirts, I guess you could say, putting all my winter crap away. It was always and there's Scott a kitten coming down and going out. Always a fun time over there. That show, if you've never seen it, John, I know you're retired now. You probably got some time on Fridays. Friday at 12 in lunchtime. Girls do a live show, have guest spots on there, and they cook live. Anything can happen. I would definitely check that out. And there is Jennifer checking in. I am moving back up to MI and trying to figure out which of my cookers will be and my go-to. You've got what do you have? You got the master built, I believe, and I forget which other ones you have. I know you got a little travel cooker, I think. You know, I'm in the same boat. I'm trying to get rid of I actually sold one grill today. You know, I'm trying to cut down on some of these grills. Yeah, it's definitely a good time. Um, I'm gonna have to try to figure something out. Am I gonna miss the show Friday? I never miss the show. I'm gonna have to figure something out, but I am traveling, to New Orleans Wednesday, so this is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool story. Um, those who know me, know that I had interviewed let me see if I could find it real quick. As usual, I am never prepared. This is a wing it type of show. Doo, 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 doo. God, I interviewed him a long time ago. So those who know bear with me, not there. Let me here, screen. Those
Sold 500,000 copies. It was a fun book.
know me, and yes, you are
Um,
looking at me
and
2
you know,
times,
like all books,
and
it's
the
sort of
other
the
person
sales
is
settled
Steven
down.
Raichlen.
But last year, my
Um,
publisher said, you
if
know, let's
you're
bring it
as
out again.
old
There's a
as dirt
whole
like
new
me,
generation of
you may
barbecuers
know
out
who
there,
Steven
and
Raichlen
maybe they're
is.
not familiar with
Of
beer
course,
can
he
chicken.
is the
So
barbecue
we brought it
godfather.
out, and it's
Um,
a you know, it's a very different
this book
looking
in the
version.
'80s, I
I
think it
wrote
was
a new
called Scotty
introduction
Knows
to
What
it,
It's
tweaked a
Called. He'll
lot of the
put it up there. Mike,
recipes.
see, I'm
Uh,
sure you know him.
Completely
Right
new
there, probably
photographs.
the
Actually, when
viewer
the book came out,
probably
my
know him.
publisher did not do
Um,
books with color
the
photography.
Barbecue Bible, I
So
think it was called.
it's kind of
I
a,
must have had,
you know, it's
you know,
an
5
unexpected thing,
copies.
but
No,
it's
not the
fun.
beer can chicken that I
Beer
just
can
pulled up.
chicken.
Okay.
People get,
Um,
I think people get a
that's
little
a
too
new book.
serious
He
about it
also has a
sometimes, the
griddle book
chemistry and the
coming out,
physics, and
which,
do you really get a
I'm
beer
very
flavor?
interested in
You know what?
hearing.
First of all, it's the best way I
Um,
know to cook a
but
chicken, because when you
he is,
roast a bird
you know, if
upright,
you're a
you're getting
'70s and
heat
'80s
all the way around
person
at
like me,
360
Primal
degrees.
Grill, John, you
So the
got it.
skin
He is
becomes
the man.
crackling crisp
I mean,
on all sides. And the second thing is,
there
it's
is
just
I'll
fun.
go
It's
out on a limb
whimsical.
and
You
say
open the
it.
grill,
Somebody
people
correct me
see
if
a
I'm
chicken on a
wrong.
beer can. Now,
And
that's
I'll go
not all
for
there is to the
today
book, by
because
the way.
today's a different
Um,
ballgame. I'm
I
going
have
back to the '70s and
unconventional
'80s and
ways
so
to cook
forth.
other
I
birds.
know
There's a
there's a beer
chapter on side
barbecue
dishes, and
guy,
even a chapter on
than
dessert.
Steven
So,
Raichlen. I think
at any
he was
rate,
Okay.
doing
it's
it before
sort of a fun
anybody else. Now,
exercise.
I'm
That'll
not
be this
saying
year's book. Next
no one
year's
else
book, a
barbecuing, but of
departure for
course,
me. But you know the stand-up
barbecuing, but
griddles that everybody's getting for their
he brought
backyards
it
now,
to
like
me. He brought
Weber,
it
the
to book.
Traeger.
You know,
So
this
I
guy
got one
was
of
out
those, and
there
I've been doing
paving the
more and more.
way.
Well,
I do believe
my
it
my entry point was
for,
I have a griddle that I manufacture
you know,
in the
for
Steven
Tommy or
Raichlen
stuff
signature
on
line. So
screen.
I'd put it on my
You're
charcoal grill,
correct.
right? And I
You
would
know,
put wood
he is,
chunks on the coals.
he is the
And then
man.
griddling is
You know,
great. There's some foods you just can't grill, right?
here.
It's
I
pretty
gotta be
hard to
careful.
grill a
I don't wanna jump out of the show. You know, he is the guy, um, you know, I've read his books dating way back, and when I got a chance to interview him, you know, it was like, you know, it can't get much better than that, and it did get better than that because I am going to New Orleans at the barbecue show. It's called the Heath Arthur. I don't even know what it's called. Hold on, let me get so I am gonna be working. The drill sergeant's also gonna be there. Um, I'm all over the place here. So I am gonna be working, side by side with him for 4 hours. He's gonna be doing a book signing, but he is gonna be in my booth, you know, in the booth that I am in New Orleans. is gonna be in there, so it is basically gonna be, side by side. Um, I mean, how great is that? I mean, just when you think it couldn't get any better, uh, you know, it just did. I can't wait to okay, mute his video, I got it. It's off now, it should be good now. I guess you heard me and Steven Raichlen talking. I do apologize about that, I just saw you pop that up. It's pretty amazing. If my mother was still, with us, she would be absolutely and I'm sure she's moving down all that stuff. She's thrilled pink. I mean, she knows Steven Raichlen because I'm quite sure she bought me I wasn't buying books back in the '70s, '80s. I'm pretty sure she probably bought me the book, for a Christmas present, or birthday present, or something like that. Because back then I wasn't cooking on all the utility utensils, whatever it's called, things that I got now. Back then I had a Weber gas grill and I had a Weber kettle. Those were the only 2 grills, that I grew up on, and the gasser would take care of, the normal, stuff you would throw on it, and the kettle, would take care of everything else. Now, we didn't do a lot of smoking back then. We were more beer drinking, drug doing grillers back then. No briskets or anything like that. Ribs, chicken, steaks, burgers, dogs, you know the deal. Um, Kinda stuff like that. Yeah, I know. Am I still having sound problems? My wife said I'm having sound problems now. Let me know if I'm having, sound problems. I am going to, jump down and see. I move around a lot, and that's when I go out. I gotta keep my face planted on this, thing here, but let me go down the thing. Alan is coming in. That's a true story. Tommy gone wild. There he is, my man. Of course, I guess you got your name already. That was 2 weeks ago, I think. Incredibly cool. I'm popping down just to see if my, no, okay, I'm good now. Um, so, that is, Steven Raichlen, like I said, and I'm really excited because New Orleans, um, the shows that I have done were in Chicago, and they were more kitchen, so I'm excited to go, down there. There is also, let's see if I can do this. There's a big poster There's a big banner made up. I'm not gonna play around with it, but there's a big banner, meet, YouTube stars. I don't put much credence into the YouTube star aspect of it, but there's a big poster that says, "Get your picture, come meet, 2 YouTube stars." And obviously, my picture is up there along with the, drill sergeant, so that's pretty cool also. I have to admit, that's, this is what this is, when we start doing this YouTube journey, we definitely don't start it saying, "God, I hope I become famous." And there's no way that I consider myself famous, but I do get recognized. Um, Maybe other people kind of think and I've told this story, I've had people jam cameras in my face in Disney World, and say, "God, I was just watching you the other day," so I'm guessing other people we are semi a little bit. I certainly don't think of it that way, but I gotta tell you, man, it is gonna be pretty cool, uh, shoulder to shoulder, next next to Steven Raichlen. That is definitely pretty cool. That is gonna be a moment for sure. Look, plus all the other moments, you guys know because I talked about it enough, but going away with M&K and working, an actual kitchen, and I'm talking a huge kitchen. I'm talking meeting. I can't even remember his name. Who's that guy? Hell's his name? The right hand man of. I'm drawing a blank. That famous chef, the one who yelled all the time. His Sanchez, his right hand guy. I met him. Um, met a couple. So I got to tell you, man, this has been a fun journey for sure. And it's still going, and I'm not ready to hang it up. Not ready to hang it up yet, but that day is definitely going to come eventually. Because I got to tell you, man, I am friggin' burning. I'm looking forward to going to this on this trip to New Orleans just to get away. Because I'm working too much. I'm working too much. I'm trying to do too many things. People call and ask for stuff, and I just don't turn people down. And it is constant film edit, film edit. And it gets boring after a while. Not so much. So the film edit part of it doesn't drag me down. It's the mess. So when I film and edit, I create messes. And I'm not just talking messes in the kitchen because that gets cleaned up. I'm just talking messes in the shack, messes in the garage. I got shit all over the place. I got 3, 4 girls in the shack. I'm moving stuff around, and it starts to catch up on, after a while. I don't know. Everybody seems to say it was good, but that was a while ago. But let me know. There's my man C-Mac coming in. What shaking? C-Mac was on the M&K show the week before me, and it was hard to top him. On and did that dance with that green afro of his for St. Patty's Day. Good times, good times. I have 6 of Steven's books. Any chance you releasing a book? Me? I just said that on if I don't know if people here follow the License to Griddle channel, but I did a Mexican hot dog that I'm telling you was one of the best things that I ever made on the griddle. It was so friggin' good. I would advise to check that video out. It's doing very well. Um, yeah, I want to release. I don't know if I will release a cookbook like the Waltons again. It's just, John, you're retired. You got time. I mean, it's just it's all time, and it just all takes me time. I got the recipes. First of all, I can't write. I can't spell. If you've ever, I mean, I'm sure because I text the girls. We text back and forth. They must look at my penmanship on some of the shit that I spell. Because look, I'm a 10th grade dropout. What can I say? Back in my day, early '80s, school wasn't really as important as it is today. I was working in the restaurant and doing flooring. Graduation was not in my cards, and then of course the other stuff I was doing, wasn't going to happen. I was working now, so penmanship isn't my forte. That's for sure. Cookbook, I'd like to release something, but who knows? I got barbecue coming in. Says I'm good now. A lot of times when I move away from this mic, I go in and go out. So I almost have to eat this microphone for you guys to stay steady. Barbecue Jones is hanging loose. HT taking over Bourbon Street. HT will be in bed by 8 o'clock. I went to New Orleans once and actually dropped. You know what? If I could say that on air, acid. I guess I can. It was freaking crazy. And this is going back a long time ago. The only time I've ever been to New Orleans and never had a desire to ever go back. Now I'm going back for work. I think New Orleans is gonna be dirty. I don't know. I used to go to Daytona Beach a lot, then I went back a couple of years ago, and the place is trash. It's trash. Leave it at I got a poster on my wall of me and my friends over there on Daytona Beach, and just got trashed. Aaron Sanchez, that's right. So I met Aaron Sanchez. I actually met him at the girls' event. Aaron Sanchez. He's what I can't do anything about. Aaron Sanchez. And no one else seems to be having a problem. Aaron Sanchez. He's Gordon Ramsay's right hand man. So that video of me and him, uh, two cookbooks by Steven. I'm definitely gonna get his new Braille cookbook. I'll sign it now. Steven with the best hair in barbecue, no doubt. I actually once had the best barbecue. No more. I did. Funny, my daughter's watching. She would show you guys. I did have the best hair in barbecue one time if I could find it. And I got nothing else to look. Talk. I might have it's a picture of me and my mother, but I have a grown afro out. This one. There we go. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Just got to show that I did have the best hair in barbecue one time. Share screen. There you go. Got the ear pierced. I was probably about 15 here. Get at that. Give you a quick glimpse at that. Am I still in it? Hold on. No, I'm out of it. I'm all over the place. I got to be careful because I'll dupe out of the whole show. Tommy may get a few beads to wear around his neck when he's down there. I've got plenty of beads. I'm no shortage of beads in this house. I got a whole wall full. Hey, Scotty coming in. What a shaking. I think Scott just released. He just released a cookbook. If I'm ever going to release one, I'll definitely look him up to get some tips. But I'm sure it's a lot of I appreciate that, man. A little super chat coming in by Grandpa BBQer, Game Cat. I appreciate all the content creators. It is definitely work, and it is definitely appreciated when, I see you at M&K show. I see you around a lot of these guys in here. I see at other channels, and that is cool. And you can see it in my ticker. Thanks for watching and supporting all content for creators. So that is greatly appreciated, man. Because we do work hard, and it feels good when we get a thank you. Absolutely love your videos today, Scotty. Especially yes, I just watched Scotty's pastrami video and the pork belly brisket. I see he just released as I was coming on the air. The Mexican dogs, man, they were I'm telling you, them friggin' things were good, man. One of the best things I have made on the channel. There is my man Bruce coming in. What is shaking, Bruce? Was a fun day in the backyard. I talked to Scotty, you know, so Scotty works kinda hours that I'm up, weird hours. He's home or he's up, I should say. We go back and forth at 5 o'clock in the morning. Just watched your Mexican hot dog video a little earlier this afternoon. I appreciate that. That video is doing good. Matter of fact, the License to Griddle channel is doing awesome, and that has breathed new life into me for sure. Tom's Food Factory coming in. Tom falls into the category, as I was just saying, he supports, many content creators. You know, he's here, he's at Maddie and Cookies. See him a few places. I got nothing better to do, there you go. My spelling is far from great. You know, my spelling might work, it's just where to put the commas, things, and the capitals, all that stuff. My buddy Colleen checking in. I think I set the record in school. I think I was out 80 days in one school year, I think. I remember I was called down to principal's office a lot. School was a lot different back then. I used to walk around with an 8-track tape player with, 8-track tapes in it. In the hallway, I used to play them. I actually got busted in the back parking lot with a joint. You know, but you didn't get in trouble back then. That, wasn't anything. Jay Booth coming in. Must be on my end. He sounds gurgly. I need a new laptop. Sounds that way on the phone, Scotty. I think it's YouTube. I got the same thing, and I can't hardly type in chat. I spent some decent money on this microphone and, and all these gadgets just because I knew I was gonna go live just to, put a good, product out there, so I'm at a loss to why it wouldn't sound, perfect. Volume sounds weird, yeah. I mean, maybe when I get back, I could come, try to troubleshoot it. Maybe YouTube's having trouble today. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi. I mean, who knows? It's technology. I also have all Steven's books. Some are very old. And there is Tara checking in. Check your mic wires. Yeah, I'll look into it when I get back. I mean, I set this thing up so I can just click a button and go live. I'll have to do a live in the afternoon and just, troubleshoot stuff. I couldn't troubleshoot it now. It's like watching an old Godzilla movie. I like that. I used to love those movies, man. Saturday morning, Godzilla, King Kong. There's my buddy Roger Mascaratola. Speaking about partying, that was my party buddy right there that I grew up with. You remember that hair, right? The big afro. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it, man. We're halfway through the show, just gonna have to try to hang in there. It has to be it has to be on, somewhere on the net end because I use this microphone to record, on my when I'm doing videos, I'll do some dubbing with this microphone, and, I never have a problem with the sound, but, maybe there's a setting or something that I'll have to look into it next week, but usually it's okay. I didn't do anything different, so we'll have to look into that. I'll put that on the list. It is work, man, it is work. As I said, talked about many times, I fought to try to keep this from becoming a job, and when it gets rolling, there's just no way to there's really just no way to slow it down, um, unless you're just gonna stop. I try to manage it the best I can. What I refuse to do, and people have mentioned this to me, I refuse to hire anybody. I refuse to chase money. So I refuse to say, "Well, if I just made X, 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 if I hired somebody, that means I can make X, 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 X." I refuse to do that. I'm not gonna chase the dollar, I don't wanna play that game, because now it just becomes a headache. Right now, I don't answer to anybody. I do get paid from companies, but I can tell them to jump off a bridge anytime I want, so I don't have to worry about, is this guy gonna show up? I think Hungry Hussy, put out a Molly burger today, and he has people that film for him, hold the camera and stuff, and the guy didn't show up. And I'm sure that's a hassle, That's what I don't want. I wanna go out into the shack and film when I wanna film, you know? Let me see something here in 1 second. Hold on, 'cause now I'm playing around with this thing. There is a set I don't know if that did anything. Definitely a lot of work. Yeah, I will, not anytime soon, and it would be, more griddle, or maybe I would have, a section for both, probably more leaning on the griddle, because the griddle channel, the recipes are different. My man Mark coming in, what's shaking? Uncle Pink's was sick and missed the birthday dinner Friday night that my daughter paid for, oh, by the way. The smoking rat coming in from California. Barbecue Jerry stopping in. Running late, cleaning up a bit. Mexican hot dogs are killer, man. There he is. What is shaking, my man Leprechaun? Yes, I am a griddler. Yeah, I hear you. Have a good week, man. It's just life is so easy when you're a lone runner. When you're a lone ranger, life is so easy because you don't have to rely on Tonto. See, I just made that up. I can do what I want. I can get up when I want. I can start work when I want. I can get what I want at the grocery store. I can come back and edit. Go out and cook what I want, when I want. Yeah. 8-track. I used to the 8-track, little orange 8-track tape player. I used to walk right down the hallways with it. Back then, and I'm going 78. I was probably in 8th or 9th grade. I actually had a tattoo, this one here, and I have to tell you, The only people with tattoos in the '70s and the early '80s were bikers, period. Maybe a woman had a tramp stamp, small, maybe, but people didn't have tattoos like they had 'em then, and I had this in ninth grade or something. I was quite young, and I'm sure people thought I was crazy, um, especially with the 8-track tape player, the fro. Hey, Kent is coming, and we got all the big stars popping in here tonight. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Kevin, but Kevin to time now. I just kinda went I just see Tommy O'Reilly. You know what's going on there. Barbecue Bible, that's Steven Raichlen. That's a big one, man. I'll get plenty of pictures with him. I'm really looking forward to this again, just to get away where I could just breathe a little bit. Scotty Backyard Barbecue is having keyboard issues, or Kevin's having keyboard issues. Scotty the Sheriff. So that's way better now. So it's something, I don't know. No, nope. And I won't. I do it all myself, man. And that's I'm up lately. Last 2 days I've been up at 3:30, quarter to 4. I'm at the computer at 4 o'clock in the morning, and usually start working, but I don't call it work. Not that early in the morning because 'cause I'm on the computer anyway. I'll start editing, I'll see Scotty when he pops in, I'll see people as they, pop in and when they wake up, but yeah, it's all, just me. Hey, there's my man, Russ. If anybody hasn't, I was talking to Russ today, actually. What's your channel's name, Russ? If you can throw it up there. Still in here, because that was only 7 minutes ago. It's a do-it-yourself channel, and I was telling him because back in the day, and I'm talking even up to 5, 6 years ago, there was nothing I couldn't do. Windows, I put the Anderson slider doors in, water, the cars, water pumps and all that jazz growing up. And if Roger's in here still, Marco, he'll know. The kids of the 60s, 70s, 80s, I don't know when it started to change. We did everything. We didn't hire anybody. We fixed anything. What was that song, by Jason Aldean? If it's broke, we fixed it. That's the way it was back then, and even the women or girls, I should say, the girls knew how to change tires in the '70s and '80s, batteries, tires, all that stuff. When I bought this house, there wasn't anything that I couldn't fix in this house. Now, I don't wanna fix it. Now, I would just rather pay somebody to do it because again, I have no time, tired, so different now, but I was talking to Russ because Russ is a old time barbecue guy, and this kinda goes into what I was saying with the Griddle channel, and you can see it has breathed new life into Russ, like because Russ is a tinkerer, he's definitely will fix anything, so to do something, look, after 1,000 cooks, 2,000 cooks, you just start, you know you know, and so, now he's doing something that I'm sure he's getting a lot out of, and that's the way I kinda feel with the griddle channel. Same thing, I feel I've got new life. 2 griddle cooks a week, it's just like and I get on an idea, Scotty sends me a lot of stuff. A couple people in this chat send me a lot of stuff, and, you know, I, when I get on a recipe, man, it is just like balls to the wall, man. Just research it, just start thinking about it, just kinda make it my own recipe, and it's definitely exciting. Yeah, it's definitely the internet, man. Yeah, no, it this was never about the money with me, you know, it turned into money because so when I held up a camera for the first time, I never said, "I'm gonna quit my job." I always loved my job, I did flooring, nobody messed with me, we did a lot of union job work and, big not houses, I didn't deal with homeowners, I was a commercial installer, a lot of, a lot of not pergo, a lot of 6-foot goods where I would heat weld. If Russ is in here still, he'll know what heat welding is, I'm sure. I would seam heat weld 2 pieces of flooring together. Um, so listen to live music, I would listen to my music while I worked. I mean, how could you beat that? If you can go to a job and listen to your music, you've got the best job in the world. Stop complaining. That's the way I look at it. So, you know, I don't even know what I was talking about anymore. Yeah, so it was never really about the money when we first start this and hold up a camera, we never say, "I'm gonna quit my job," and this. And when it starts to go now, of course, my situation is different than other people's. I know M and K hated their job, So for them, it was like they took a chance, they took a leap of faith because they quit their job. They absolutely couldn't stand their corporate jobs. I'm totally different situation 'cause I loved my job. But working on your hands and knees, after a while, it gets a little tough. So when COVID hit, and as I talk about it all the time, it happens for a reason, and I'm pretty sure if COVID never happened, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now, because I don't know if the channel would ever took off like it did, where I said, "Hey, I'm making money now, I'm gonna quit my job and do this for a living," but, even now, I love the money, but I'm not chasing more money. Long-winded thingamajig. Yeah, you saw that, my man, Hungry Hussy did the Molly burger today, got so many subscribers from that video, licensed the Griddle channel, so I definitely appreciated that, and the licensed Griddle channel is, that's good content. Those cooks are awesome. Just, I could look at it and say, "That came out awesome," you know? Loved Hushy's video. Yeah, like I said, we were talking about that before, the guy didn't show up. Husky played it off on camera, but I'm sure it's annoying. The Smoking Rat got 2 batches of Al Pasteur on the LSG, not sure if I can wait for it to finish. There you go. Yeah, I have 3 cameras. I keep 1 if you ever wanna, like, I'm not saying, I'm doing there, I'm the best, but if you ever wanna know how I do it, how I have made it work, or so I don't have to move cameras. I have stationary cameras, and every once in a while, I'll move a camera to make it look like a different shot, but I do it with stationary cameras that are always running, so I don't have to move, and I'm talking the Griddle channel. because everything is quicker on the griddle channel. Where the barbecue channel, you film, you stop, you film, you stop, and you can move cameras. Griddle channel, it's straight on griddling, and it seems to work well. I have one stationary camera on action, and then I have some side cameras always rolling. And to tell you the truth, I could never turn my work over to somebody to edit because I already have in my head what I want. I don't think anybody would know what I want. And same thing with Scotty. He does all his videos alone. Multiple cameras, 3 cameras. I've tried 4, and it's just way too much. And matter of fact, most of my content is coming from 1 camera. The side angle camera, I'll put on top. I got the old school tattoos, man. I got the snakes, the roses, the the bird. What do I got here? I got more snakes and roses, and I got a little 666 going up over there. Of course, I was young and stupid. It's kind of gazed out now. But those are the tattoos back in the day. The snakes, the skulls, and the flowers. But this one, look, it's not even really faded, man. This thing's got to be 40, 40 years old. But I always say this. So my tattoos were a part of my life. It is how I grew up. It is what I did. It is what I lived and breathed. People that are getting tattoos today have no idea. They put it on their body as artwork, like because it looks cool. And I think some of those people may regret it. I see girls with full, you know, thing that's just, it's crazy to me. At some point, man, that's just not gonna look good, in my opinion. So my tattoos are how I do. Tattoos today are, for a show me or for I don't even know what, you know. There are girls with when I had got my full arm done over here, that was the biggest because it starts way up here, that except for a biker, that was pretty crazy stuff. Now there's, you know, girls with full, thing. It's like, wow. When I go on vacation, man, and, I'm at the pool, I'm floored at the freaking tattoos that people have. But tattoos in the '70s were a lot drug related. It was a lifestyle. The jocks weren't getting them. The sports people weren't getting them. It was the hardcore party people that were getting tattoos. Now, friggin' everybody's got them. And I have to think there's gonna be some regret down the road. So I can walk you through that. Especially if you have a Droid, it's very easy to get your videos off your phone, put them on your, put 'em on your it's definitely a grind sometimes, but you know what? Life is a grind, and I would rather be grinding for myself than grinding for someone else. I'm way behind the game, but there's Russ's channel, Skill Savvy, Do It Yourself. He tinkers in everything. This guy, I don't think would go on a limb and say there's probably nothing he can't fix around the house or with a vehicle, especially the older vehicles, not the newer vehicles today. I open the hood of my truck and I'm like, "What the heck is that?" Back in the day, I used to start my Opar with a screwdriver under the hood, not in the ignition, under the hood. I had a, 72 Barracuda with a slapstick. My friend had a '60 GTO, badass cars, man, back then. but I used to start it under the hood with a screwdriver. You had an engine and a battery back in the day. That was it. Now it's who I don't even know what's in there. I don't even look. I don't look to do anything, and I think that may be Rust's channel. That's the Smoky Ribs channel. Oh, that's the Smoky Ribs channel. Yeah, it's different world. And I think it's probably the schools, they stopped, teaching home ed, and I think cell phones and, like, what we're doing here, I think has a lot to do with it, you know, when I was a kid growing up, man, and I'm sure a lot of the older, people in this chat know what I'm talking about. We came home when the streetlights came on. That's when we came home. You know as a baby boomer, which is me, and the Gen X, which is right after me, they're the last 2 generations were around before media happened. Um, the fact that if you really think about it, the fact that cell phones are ever allowed in schools is mind-boggling. Now I know the argument is, well, if I gotta get in touch with my kid or this, that, and the other, which is a total BS argument because we didn't have them in this back in the day. Cell phones should never be allowed in schools. That was a huge mistake because people are on cell phones all the time. It's, I'm so happy I'm losing my voice. I'm so happy that the time that I grew up. I think my voice is shot because as you could see, when I start talking, I don't stop. Yeah, I used to do brakes on the car. No, no more. I don't think, it must be so different now. Me mu Alright. No school like old school, man. What a shirt that would be, huh? That would be a great shirt. No school, school. My job working on, food equipment in the cold cooler. There you go, man. That's a good one there, Scotty boy. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Again, when I used to go on vacation years ago, I was like besides, again, the biker, but I was like one of the only people cool with tattoos, especially on the arm. I thought people looked at me like I was frigging crazy. Now girls, like I said, it's like, it's like, wow. There you go. That's probably a good play right there, Russ. That's the channel right there. And I tell you, like I may have said in the comment, if I was, back in the day, I'd probably be glued to that channel. Anytime I wanted to learn how to do something, man, I would just do it. Hit that thumbs up. I do appreciate that, man. And we had a nice crowd in here tonight. I see so many influencers with tattoos. Like, yeah, it's just, again, it's when you grew up the way I grew up, and I'm not ashamed of it. Talk about the drug use. I talk about it all because, I don't care. I'm not ashamed of any of it. It's I'll never, um, wish I never had wished that I didn't get any of my tattoos because again, that's that's how I was living back then. These tattoos are all a part of my life. stories behind these tattoos. I know exactly where I got these tattoos, so there's stories behind. Um, and there is Russ's channel right there. Yeah, when the street lights came on. And, I'll give you another story. My I had a German Shepherd that used to, chase the school buses, try to bite the tire, because back then, w you let at least where I lived, you just let your dog out the front. You didn't, you know, just let him out, you let him out. He would go to the bus stop with the kids, and then when the school bus left with the kids, he'd chase, he would try to bite the tires, you know? 6 pack of beer for $2. How about Boone's Farm? That would make a great T-shirt. Of course, I forgot it already. I mean, I couldn't even the only thing I do to my truck is wash it. Yeah, we are coming to another close. Quick hour, man. It's a quick hour. Yep, friends, family, and books, man. That is it. I would call a buddy up, the guy Roger that was just in here, or another buddy, and say, "Hey, I gotta help you. I gotta switch out a water pump. Do you wanna, come over and help me, or a starter?" That we were always changing starters back in the day. Better late than never, man. The 2020, we were Booms Farm over here. And that is it, man. My throat is gone, so we are gonna cut out of this one. I'm gonna see if I can, get some type of content, maybe with Steven. You know, I'm hoping to see some other YouTubers down there. I know Grill Sergeant will be there. So hopefully I'll see some other YouTubers and get some good content. Obviously, I won't be here next Sunday, I don't think. I'm coming back Saturday. I doubt I'm gonna make it. I'm probably gonna tr get busy as soon as I come back just to try to get something together for the following week, man, but that is it, man. We are gonna cut out of this one. This was a fun show. They all are fun. They go I'll I'll go live. Maybe I'll do it before, maybe I'll do it tomorrow because 'cause I'm gonna edit tomorrow. I'll pop on YouTube and, see if we can work through this. Then I can play with some stuff over here, and I can turn this up, and that makes me talk loud. See if I can come up with something to, straighten this out. Because again, I spent good money on this stuff to give you guys a good product. I appreciate that super chat, man. I wouldn't know about that, but I definitely appreciate you, I appreciate you saying that, and I appreciate you, checking into the show. That is gonna close out on this one. Everybody have a great week. Summer is here or spring is here. If it ain't where you live, I can guarantee you that it is coming. We're 50s and 60s here in the Garden State, so that is definitely, all my long sleeve shirts are gone, so this is all I got is T-shirts, so it is what it is. And that is gonna be it for this show. I appreciate all you for watching. Have a great week, everybody, and we will catch